will be apolitical. This happened as the commission, released the voters, or is it unveiled the voters register that would be used for the local government elections in Rivers State. Now, according to the story, the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RISiEC, has unveiled the voters register that will be used for the 5th October local government election in the state. Addressing journalists, the chairman of the commission, Justice Adolfo Senebili, said the commission received the voters register from INEC before any legal issues came up. Now, my first question there is, I'm wondering how the court will react to this, because one would think, if I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just thinking out loud, one would think if there is an order, and the order, mostly if it's ex parte, if it is done in error, that the person that the order is against will go to courts to tell the courts that the courts had done it in error. So I don't know how they can prove, I don't know how the court will react to this. I really don't know. But yeah, we're going to, sit back and watch and see how things play out. However, RISiEC is saying that it's got the order way before, the court case was instituted. Right, so the other angle to the conversation is, RISiEC coming out to say that it will not take sides with any political party given the words on the street. Remember we had a conversation yesterday. I had a guest who was saying, see, it looks like, this is going to be a selection game, not an election. And some of them said they're favorites, and the favorites have been handpicked by the Rivers State government. But let's take a listen, to the RISiEC chairman while he was assuring, and talking about the voters register. All right, for some reason the sound bite isn't playing, so when I get that figured out, I would come back and play the sound. But let's move on now to my next conversation, because that's my first big story. My second big story has got to do with teachers in Rivers State. Now, according to reports emanating from Government House, or coming out from Government House, we are being told that teachers now would retire. They have extended the retirement age for teachers. Basically, that's what I was trying to say. So now, Rivers State government extends the retirement age of teachers. If you remember, the NUT have been clamoring for that, and right now the Rivers State government has approved it. Say yes, there is now an extension for teachers as it relates to retirement, now 65 years. Now, this was made known by the Rivers State Head of Service, Judge Wike, and we'll take a listen to him in a bit. But also, the magistrates here in Rivers State are also asking for an extension of their retirement age by 5 years, just like it was done for the teachers. The magistrates in Rivers State are also saying that the same should apply to them. They're demanding for that. I wonder if the Rivers State government would listen to them. So if you're in the judiciary, I'd like to get your thoughts on that. If you are a teacher in Rivers State, I'd like to get your reaction as well. But let's take a listen to the head of service.
Before now, teachers retire at the attainment of 60 years age or 35 years of service to Nigeria. But this new law now has elongated the service of teachers by 5 extra years, so that teachers will now retire at the attainment of 65 years or 40 years of service, whichever comes first. So today, the school has approved this particular domestication of these new service years for teachers in Rivers State.
All right, so now to my third big story. My third big story has got to do with electoral matters. At the House of Reps, the bill seeking the legalization of independent candidacy passed or scaled first reading. The bill is looking at, once again, legalizing candidates for office of the president or the National Assembly or the governor, or the office of the state assembly, or even any position at the local government level. And they're saying this will improve our democracy. Remember, 1st of October, we will, be celebrating Independence Day. But, June 12th this year, we celebrated another milestone, 25 years of democracy. And, it keeps counting. And so one would think, is this a right move? Is this, the right path we should be taking? In the United States, for instance, there is the space for independent candidacy. But I wonder if in Nigeria, an independent candidate will be able to pull the kind of weight that the political parties pull. Remember, the political parties are not just parties. How do I put it now? The political parties are, the coming together of different people, different strong politicians, to form a bloc, right? And it is the contest between this group of strong politicians, and usually we get it very feisty. But I wonder if an individual, some people are looking back at 2023 and they're saying, Peter Obi was able to pull massive crowds. But I wonder if he will be able to do without a party. And if, indeed this scales true, one would think it may massively, heavily affect or influence the political dynamics in Rivers State. Remember, yesterday we talked about the APP urging the governor of Rivers State to move to that party, move away from the PDP, that is. I'd like to get your thoughts, really. I'd like to get your thoughts on all of these big stories. I will be going to the phone lines very shortly. What are your thoughts? Number one, big story. I told you that RISiEC has assured Rivers voters that the commission will be apolitical. I also told you the Rivers State government has extended the retirement age of teachers, by 5 years, from 60 to 65. And I also want to believe that service years from 35 to 40. However, the magistrates in Rivers State are saying, do the same for us. They're demanding that, the same treatment be given to them. I'd like to get your thoughts on that one. And then my third big story, I told you that the House of Reps are looking at, passing a bill to allow for independent candidacy. Let me remind you that the 9th National Assembly also looked at it, and that bill failed, to become law. I'm going to get your thoughts, basically. Do you see this happening? And if it was happening, do you see independent candidates able to trump political parties? Do you see them being able to trump political parties? Okay, let's go to the phone lines. But first, I think we do have a commercial. When we do come back, you and I will talk. Oh, no, there is no commercial. So we're just going to go straight to the phone lines. And let's get your thoughts. 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003, 0817 923 0007. Let's get your thoughts. Any of the big stories that piqued your interest, I would like to hear. I would like to hear what you're thinking about the big stories, basically. WhatsApp messages, you could use the number 0809 0306416. Once again, 0809 0306416. Let's get talking, you and I, and let's talk for development. I've got George, and George is calling me from Buguma, I presume. Let's take this call. Hello, George. Welcome.
Good. If you think the answer is, I think we need to go to the pool. It's not beginning to preempt the action without going to the pool. You understand? I think that it's not omnipotent in the science and omnipresent. It will not be everywhere at the same time. It will have to give you the assurance, believing that everything is done in transparency and you have to clean the system before going. It is outcome. You can now begin to disbelieve on whatever you see. The girls and that is why we have observers and security personnel and what have you. But trying to begin to preempt and say negative things from now, I don't think that is the best because we all put ourselves the civil duty to exercise our franchise on that day. But we are talking about local government that is closer to the people. The first government, for me, I even say that government as even the senior government that should give that regard in our time. But it's just that in this country, we have mismanaged that local government to the point that mobility to the point that
all right.
See, this is
As I have got to go. I've got to go. All right. Thank you very much. We've got Isaac from Eneka Road. Sorry, please call back. Bright, it looks like there is a network issue, but keep trying. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. WhatsApp number 0809-0306416. Let's get your thoughts and let's talk for development. This one says, hello KDB. This extension of retirement age this extension of retirement age of teachers in Rivers City is not good for our teeming and growing unemployment rate, because if you retired 60 or work 34 years, you give way for others to come in. Emmanuel from Iwafe. All right. Simply Goodness says the extension of the retirement age of teachers in Rivers State is a welcome development. However, most importantly, I think it should come with improved remuneration and welfare. Secondly, the independent candidacy does not have the capacity to dislodge political parties, because the processes and intricacies involved in Nigeria politics will overwhelm independent candidates. I rest my case. Simply Goodness from Alakaya. This one says, greetings, Canada. Extension of teachers' retirement age by the River State government is commendable. I even wish it should extend to 70 years like professors in higher education. Experience matters a lot. Nicholas Erasmus. Adding 5 more years to Rivers teachers is a very nice move, because schools are getting empty here as senior teachers retire on daily basis. This will keep the few remaining teachers in classrooms pending when government is ready to employ new ones. Like federal government started the payment yesterday, let Governor Fubara direct for the immediate implementation of 70,000 naira minimum wage. Rivers workers are passing through hell. Victor from Igbema. Hector is now calling from Degema. Hector, welcome. Let's get your thoughts. Yeah, good afternoon, Hector.
Thank you.
Hector, I can. This seems like there's something wrong with the phone line today. Can you start all over? Sorry?
I hear you.
All right, I know you can, but I can't hear you. So let's get to hear your thoughts now, please. Go ahead.
Okay. I said the statement that you get to RISiEC, I'm this time RISiEC.
Oh my. Hector, please do call back. The network is really terrible. Hector, please do call back. I'm really sorry about that. Maybe we should just look at only messages today. What about that? Just keep sending in your messages while we try to figure out what is wrong with the phone lines. I've got David from NTA Road. Let's try David now. David, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear.
What?
David, welcome. What's your thoughts on any of our big stories?
Yes. This idea of strengthening democracy by allowing independent candidates is a good idea, but it's not the real issue.
What's the real issue?
Substance is all about being a credible, free, and fair election.
Okay.
And that is where the issue of leaders and IMF comes in. cannot spend hundreds of billions in an election,
Okay.
and then somebody switches and come and tell us that you are strengthening democracy. I think yes.
Oh my.
Simple thing is not strengthening democracy. But I want to give us another sponsor. So that if we feel like
All right. I'm really sorry, David. I would have to let you go. It's terrible. Maybe we should reset the phone lines. I don't know. Maybe that would work. Well, let's see this one. This one says, "Greetings, Canada. I want to commend on. Is it? I want to commend, or I want to commend on the additional age to the your message is confusing. I wouldn't lie. But you said you want to ask Rivers State government to conclude the 1,000 jobs at, is it UAE or UOE? Which one now? You say you remain anonymous, but okay. All right, I'm going to take calls myself. Gift from Yenigua, welcome. What is on your mind?
none of the people good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Gift.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm.
Let me just address this quick one. As far as I'm concerned, what the recent man is saying, I disagree with him. This is a man that went to court to defend himself and that institution. Talking about the data register that is not collected. And how come the same person is telling you that they have collected that data register since 1 year ago? And outside of Makala, I come to think of it. The man that went to court should take a question. We all know it stands in things. In due thorough work before going to court. What we went to do is that updated voter register of INEC, updated. People have died. That is how INEC works. So don't just wait for another process. You have to 60 days.
Gift. I would have to let you go too. I could hear you bits, and in beats rather, but the phone lines are not doing justice to the conversations we're trying to have. All right, so I'm going to try this call. 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Yeah, Canada. Good evening.
It's good afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, my name is Susie from the community.
Oh, Susie, welcome.
Yeah, your phone lines are not audible enough, but let me just try. I'm not going to be taking much of your time.
Okay, I can hear you.
And what I was trying to say, I also want to follow that particular thing. It's a conversation that there was when the RISiEC chairman returned to his election, said that he has gotten the INEC over a year ago. And at the election act, you have 150 days to obtain that particular voter register from the INEC. And then it's over a year. So I believe that actually they defeat to the extent that someone just want to prove a point.
Okay.
That's what this is trying to tell you.
Okay.
We do not believe that there is any voter register anywhere. But
oh my! It's really, it's really unbearable. I could hear you for a bit, and after that, I couldn't hear you again. All right, so try sending messages 0809 030 6416 0809 030 6416. I would like to hear from you, and I'd like us to talk for development. This one says, no court has the power to stop election according to the Supreme Court, and INEC has already released the updated voters register to INEC before Mr. Antonio Kocha case was instituted. And you're saying it is a welcome development. I'm optimistic that this time RISiEC will do something differently good and will be acceptable by the majority of the people in Rivers State, unlike the usual way where some people proudly write results in government house. From Hector, thank you very much. Keep those messages coming in. Let's do more of messaging right now, given the quality of phone calls this hour. 0809 030 6416 is the WhatsApp number. Take it again, 0809 0306 Okay, I said to go away from Mouth 3 just sent in a message, and he said, "Greetings, KDB. Independent candidature will be a welcome development, but it's not our problem. Our problem is how to eliminate rigging and maneuvering of votes during and after the elections. Without electronic voting included, we're yet to be on the right path." But what makes you think electronic voting would not further enhance rigging, as Adikoye? That's a question I've been eager to ask. What makes you think that electronic voting would not enhance or would not aid rigging? Because it can be hacked, right? It can easily be hacked, and figures can be changed. Remember, the United States last election, there were the accusations of Russia interfering and changing results and all of that stuff. Well, anyways, keep your WhatsApp messages coming in 0809-0306416. I'd like to get your thoughts. The phone lines are doing poorly today. Same with my vocabularies this afternoon, but let's keep the conversation rolling and going. I'm going to try this one. 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Oh my, still the same, still terrible. So instead of calling, if you can hear me, instead of calling, send me a WhatsApp message or go on Facebook, we're live, Nigeria Info PH, or on X, Nigeria Info PH. Drop your comments and I'll read them. At least network would not interfere with how I read those messages that you would send in. All right. Keep the messages coming in. I'm going to Facebook now to see what your thoughts are. All right, I'm looking at Facebook. It's loading. The network is slow there as well. Let's see. All right, so Godwin Agwanwa on Facebook says, "Good afternoon, Kalada. Concerning this RISiEC assurance, I think it's supposed to be assurance. You said is what we'll hear every time. You say it is what we hear every time, but the thing is that we should come out and vote for conscience and somebody who will use the money for the development of the LGA." Or for Joel says, "What River State government has done is commendable, as this extension of service will motivate the teachers to give their best." Emmanuel Egu says, "Nothing to fear about the local government elections. It will be free and fair." Nicholas Erasmus says, "The extension of teachers' age is commendable by Rivers government. I even wish they take it to 7 years for experienced teachers are very necessary in the system." All right, let's keep doing messages. That's the only way to overcome the network issue that we find ourselves in. 0809-030-6416 is the number, the WhatsApp number. Well, let's see this one. It says, "Good afternoon. The bill sponsored by legislators for independent candidacy is one of those needless bill that doesn't have anything to do